Hey, thanks for coming back. And today I'd like to talk to you about a Bluetooth speaker that's also a lantern and a power bank. It's this one here. It is called the MEE Light SPKR. As a matter of fact, here's the box that it comes in. And let's just take a quick look around the box. Gives you a nice little detail of how the top of the lantern looks. I'll show you that in a second. And inside the box, again, an auxiliary cable. Yes, you can not only use it as Bluetooth, but you can put it through an auxiliary cable. And you get a charging cable, USB Type A to USB Type C. You get one of these quick start guides in there that's folded out like this. And right here will tell you a little bit more about what each button does on the top, and it really goes into nice detail about it. And that's pretty much it besides the speaker that you get. And it does weigh a decent amount. Let me show you the top first. This is how you're going to control your lantern, the brightness level of it. This is your volume, pause, and all that good stuff right here. And each button here tells you what it does. Track skips. You got your power button, your Bluetooth button. And let me turn it on for you real quick. Right in here, you see the 4 dots. That's your battery indicator light. Then you're going to have these 2 dots. One of them will be Bluetooth pairing, and the second one is pretty much the same thing.
Bluetooth.
They do have voice prompts.
Bluetooth pairing.
As you probably heard that. Underneath this flap here is where your auxiliary plug is, your charging plug, and that is the USB Type A, the big one, the legacy port. That is the power bank. Now this is a 360 degree speaker. And, there's a speaker. This is the speaker part. This is the lantern part right in here. It's IPX6 waterproof. There's also, they call them audio modes, but it's kind of like an EQ. You got bass mode, or bass boost, I should say, vocal boost, and dynamic boost. To be honest with you, let me shut this off real quick. Bass boost is the best sounding one that's on here, then followed by dynamic boost, and then vocal boost is probably the last one. That one I would use only if you're listening to maybe podcasts and things of that nature, because it really cuts out the low end and makes the highs and the mids. It really boosts those up. This uses Bluetooth 5.3. You can, if you were to buy 2 of these, you can use it. You can connect them together. That's what the secondary light is for, right over there. So you can use it in stereo mode. The power bank feature is 5 volts, 1 amp. So it's not like a fast charging type of a power bank, but at least it's something to kind of charge your devices or your phone if you happen to be out camping or whatever that may be. There's also a built-in microphone. So you can take phone calls on this, and I will be giving you a test of the built-in microphone as well as a test here in the store of the speaker. Let me see the lantern. Now let me turn this back on so you can hear it.
Bluetooth.
Like I said,
Bluetooth pairing.
If you turn it, I don't know how well this will pick it up. It starts with like a cool white or cold, and then you just keep turning it to get it brighter, and then when you turn past a certain point, if you notice these little filaments went on, that's the warm light. It's The cool or cold white is literally that. It's a little bit more in the bluish type range. It's really cold, if you will. It's very bright. It's almost, I don't want to say natural sunlight, but it's very a whitish type light. The warm, it's a little bit more on the orange or yellow side, which we're all kind of used to. Let's see. Now, with the speaker, it's up to 12 hours of playtime. Of course, that does depend upon a couple of factors. How loud you're playing it and how far away your Bluetooth is away from it. Because literally, the farther away your Bluetooth device is from the speaker, it does take a little bit more power to make sure it has a connection. Believe it or not. And yes, the louder you use a device like this, the more power it's going to use. So you got up to a 12-hour playtime with this. There's, on either side, is two 40-millimeter drivers or speakers. Okay. Let's see. The auxiliary cable and the charging cable are about 2 feet in length, and if I'm not mistaken, that's 0.60 meters or 60.96 centimeters. I may be wrong on the metric side, but they're at least 2 feet. Now, if you pretty much run this thing all the way down, it's going to take about 4 hours for it to charge up, which is accurate. For the lantern, 9 to 20 hours. Now, of course, that does depend upon how bright or, like if you have it cranked up all the way, it's going to use up a lot more juice. And that's pretty accurate, the 9 to 20 hours in my testing. Of course, with anything like these, you're going to have to, I would say, give it anywhere about from a half hour to 45 minutes difference on that. So let's just round it down to 8 to 19 hours of runtime, okay? And also, the one thing I did forget, also with the power bank here, if you have music on a USB stick, you can plug it in there and it'll play it as well. So you got 3 ways to play music through this. Bluetooth, the auxiliary cable, and, like I said, the USB, like a USB thumb drive type thing in there. Okay. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention. It's a nice rubber ring on the bottom to help keep it stable wherever you put it. And you get a tripod mount. Now, the higher up, okay. For you to get maximum audio out of this, if you will, the kind of like the volume, the lower to the ground you're going to have it, it's not going to seem as loud. So that's why you should probably, if you're going to take it out hiking or camping, whatever, if you have it up higher, like around your head level, you're going to hear it a lot better, and the volume will seem louder than if you had it sitting on the ground or a little bit lower. So you don't have to use a big old tripod. You can use a tabletop tripod if you want. It's up to you. Or if you can hang it from somewhere. Now, these things, this little handle, if you don't like it, it seems like these are little things that you can turn and take it off. I don't think so. I got a magnifying glass out and everything, and I think this is just molded in here. I don't think you can unscrew those things, okay? So don't try to unscrew it because you'll probably end up breaking the plastic. Yes, that is plastic here. They got metal grills here. And, well, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go through every button and tell you everything, what they do and all that crap. This tells you enough. And that's the other thing right there. Wherever you go all the way up, you're going to hear that. If you go all the way down, well, you don't hear nothing. But when you go all the way up, you hear that little beeping. That means the volume is at the highest level. Also, it controls the volume on your device. So on my Google Pixel 7a, it'll show the volume going all the way up on it once it's connected and I do all that stuff. Okay. So right now, I'm going to show you some test videos and whatnot. And oh, before I do all that, the test video I did on the inside, because even though this seems bright here on camera, I never got a lumen rating anywhere that I could find. I even looked it up on YouTube and other videos to see if anyone actually even tested the lantern function. Nobody did anything. They just talked about the speaker. They never really talked about the lantern. They just said, yeah, look, it lights up. Ooh, that's it. And I never got a lumen rating on that. And it's, as far as I can tell, it's not even on here anywhere about lumens, how many lumens it comes on. So I did it on the inside because when I tested it outside, it just really didn't look good. But it is bright. I mean, it's not something that's going to like light up your backyard. It's more, in my opinion, a little bit more of an ambient lighting. If you're in a small tent or something of that nature, and you got it like within probably 2 feet, 3 feet at the most, you'll probably still be able to read out of it. And that's really all it's there for. It's not really there to light up the whole area. Okay, I'm rambling now. So let me get to the test video and stuff, and then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts on the MEE Light SPKR. Okay, way up over there, I have the MEE audio speaker. It's turned up all the way, so is my Samsung Galaxy S7. I'm standing by the doors here. And now I'm gonna play some music from the YouTube music library, so you can hear how loud or quiet this speaker really is. And then I'm going to slowly walk to the speaker and then walk back to the door. There you go. Now, just to give you an idea how big this store is, I'm going to pan around a little bit. Sorry, everything's so jerky. I'm using my iPad to record this. And as you can see, it is a fairly big store. And right there is the doors that I was standing by. Now I'm back at the doors. And I'm pretty much at the edge of the Bluetooth signal too. Well, that concludes the test of the MEE Audio Light Speaker. I hope this was a very good test for you to let you know how loud or quiet this speaker really is. Okay, right now what you are hearing is audio coming from the MEE Audio Light Speaker. This thing right here. Now, I don't know really where the microphone is. I'm suspecting it's somewhere up on top. So let me just kind of like talk around the speaker a little bit, just so you can kind of hear maybe where the microphone is at. Now, of course, right now I have the TV playing with some fireworks in the background, just so you can hear what it's going to sound like with some background noise going on. Now, give me a second. Hopefully the remote will reach the TV from here, and what I'm going to do is mute the TV, and then you can hear what it's going to be like with as least amount of noise as possible in the building. Okay, so right now I muted the TV. The heater just went on. It's cold outside today, so it's winter, of course. So this is what it's going to sound like with the least. Yeah, I even turned the heat down, and it must have cooled off enough for that thing to turn on. I don't know. But so far, this is what you're hearing, and this is what the MEE Audio Light Speaker sounds like. Now, I'm probably about a good foot away from the speaker itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up until I reach those shelving units, and I'm just going to keep rambling on as I'm moving backwards, just so you can hear what it sounds like. Now, right now, I'm still talking at my normal tone or volume that I would be if I was right up next to the iPad while recording. Now I'm just going to talk a little bit louder since I'm this far away. I'm probably about a good 6 feet away from the light speaker. Now I'm going to come forward, and yes, I did raise my voice up a little bit. And yeah, I know that looked kind of funny seeing me do that on a chair here. Okay, so now the heater went off, and right now there's nothing going on in the store, no heat, no music, no TV going on, no nothing. And this is what the MEE Audio Light Speaker is going to sound like if you're going to take a phone call with it. And the heat just decided to kick back on again. Go figure, huh? All right, that ends the audio test of the microphone that's built into the MEE Audio Light Speaker. You know what? I don't even think they tell you on here where the microphone is on the back. Because I did try looking in the instructions, and I couldn't find the microphone. That's why I talked around the whole thing. Okay, so let's get back to the review and my final thoughts. Okay, I know that the test video was long, and the first part of me talking was long, so I'm going to try to hopefully keep this under 5 minutes. Long video, I know. Now, the bass in this it kicks pretty good. I like it. It's not, bass heads may enjoy it. They might be like, it's okay. But it pumps out a pretty good amount of bass. It's not muddy at all. I really didn't hear any form of distortion when I had that up, when everything was turned up all the way. I didn't hear any form of distortion, especially because of the bass. The mid-range is really good. It cuts through the mix, and the high end. I think this thing was tuned more on the lower, like the bass and the mid-range, more than the high end. Now, the high end is there, and it's really crystal clear. You're going to really hear like cymbal hits and things of that nature. It's a very well-rounded, tuned speaker, and I really do like it. It's loud enough for me, may not be loud enough for everybody. Now, they do boast, one thing I did forget to tell you, 20 watts. Now, remember, you've got a speaker here and here, so it's probably only 10 and 10. And since it's designed to be a 360-degree audio experience, you're not going to get the full force right into your face. It's being everywhere. That's the whole purpose of this. So if you're going to try to compare this to a typical Bluetooth speaker that just has the two speakers, say right here, facing wherever you're aiming it at, that's an unfair advantage, so don't do that. One of the best things I can suggest is maybe get two of these. Now, this runs around the area of $60, maybe a little bit more. I bought it. It was around 60 bucks. I know that would be quite expensive, but hey, people have been spending up to 500 bucks or better on Bluetooth speakers anyway. But it's a nice little speaker to have. It has great audio reproduction. I have not had a problem with it dropping out. You heard the microphone. The microphone is actually really, really good on this thing to take phone calls. And the lantern is really, it's not a bad actual lantern, to have. I mean, in case of a power outage, or if you're just going to have kind of like a little get-together in your backyard on the patio or something. Great for ambient lighting, just to set even the mood or something of that nature. It's great as a night light maybe for the kids type of a thing. Even though the power bank only outputs at 1 amp, it still can kind of charge your device, but with a 1 amp charge coming out, you got to remember you probably got to shut off like any of the, if you're charging your device up, whether it be your phone or whatever, if it has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, shut those off. That way it can charge the battery a little bit better. And that's the other thing. I don't know how big the battery is in here. It's not even on the bottom anywhere that I can tell. But yeah, so if you're going to use the power bank, make sure that you shut your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth off on your device. That way the charge from this will go more towards the battery than anything else. Because just remember, you got your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on. That's using power from the battery as well. Okay, so definitely do that. I mean, it's nice to have it in a pinch. You can at least have something to charge your devices. Even say like if you only get 5% charge out of the thing, that's 5% you wouldn't have had without this. Okay, so it's not bad. I wouldn't rely on this to be your be-all, end-all type power bank. Get a good power bank. But at least it's nice that it's in there. I like the idea that you can connect it 3 different ways. The Bluetooth 5.3, which is really nice. You got your auxiliary input, plus you can pop in, like I said, a thumb drive, a USB drive. If it has, even if it's podcast or something, you can put it in there and boom, there, away you go. So is it worth the money? For me, definitely the $60 I paid for it. Yeah, I think it's worth it. If it goes, I would say probably like 60 to 80 bucks would be the way to go, because you're getting a lantern with 2 different types of lights. You're getting the cool or cold white light, this one here, and then if you keep turning it, you get the nice warm light. It's not a bad light. It's not the brightest light in the world. It's probably at the most maybe 100 lumens, even though I would probably say it's more, probably around the 75 lumens. Oops, sorry. But at least you got that. So yeah, it's definitely worth the money. Great audio reproduction. It sounds really nice. It sounds really good. It's plenty loud. And I do like the idea that if you buy another one, you can hook them up and have a stereo mode. So that's an awesome little feature as well. The waterproofing is pretty decent at 1.6. I wouldn't drop it in a lake or anything of that nature, but at least if it's like a light rain to a moderate rain, it's going to be okay. So yeah, the MEE Light Speaker is definitely worth you looking into and maybe getting. There's only a few different type of reviews on the internet, on YouTube or whatever about this thing, you know, even Rumble and BitChute. But like I said, they all talked mainly about the speaker, not the light. Like I said, the light isn't the strongest or the brightest light in the world or in a lantern, but that's not the point of it. The point of it is so you can just see right around where you're at, maybe read a good book. It's for ambient type lighting, you know, like ambiance type thing, mood lighting. That's what, in my opinion, it was designed for. But yeah, it's a good speaker. I already said that plenty of times. And I'm really sorry that this video went on and on and on, but this had so much stuff. If I remember, I'll try to put a picture of what all those buttons are, which are clearly labeled on there. And so there you go. If you happen to like this video, please give it that thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and do not forget about that notification bell. It would really help me out a lot if you were to share this video and maybe a few more of my others on all of your social media. And until the next video, you, your friends, your family, and yes, even all of your pets, you all have a great day. See you in the next video.